Hello, good evening and welcome to Prime Business. I am Pius Kojobakai. Looking at our stories, the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, COMAC, and the Chamber of Oil Bulk Distributors, CBOD, are demanding the immediate cessation of disbursements to Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company and the restoration of funds to their lawful purpose, emphasizing that the objectives of LPG Fund are non-negotiable. This move, they contend, is a breach of statutory mandate and the sabotage of national energy policy threatening the safety and infrastructure framework of Ghana's LPG sector. Speaking to Joy Business on the issue, Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, Dr. Rivesing Opong, issued a stern warning to the Minister of Energy, stating that they will take all necessary measures to ensure the reversal of the alleged diversion of funds.
There's a fund management committee that has set SOPs. And I'm telling you, we go through very stringent processes to even allocate a cedi or a dollar to any player in the industry as far as the CIM fund is concerned. We are not there as rubber stamp players to send money or to pay money into anybody's account. Is Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company the only manufacturing company in the country? That's of course not. And today, are we telling the other manufacturing companies that they are also not worthy of receiving funds from this from this committee to support their businesses? There are so many people sitting with bombs in their house, with bad cylinders. We're asking the government to do a very simple thing. Let's recall all bad cylinders, whether it's through the CRM or traditional lifting. Last year alone, school ladies were dying and being burnt in the north. And we are here talking about clean cooking and there's accessibility to LPG. It's totally wrong and very unacceptable. What we are saying is that we are going to make sure that this fund is reversed ASAP. And if not, whatever we need to do to make it happen, we'll do. But for now, we're not mentioning strike. If it happens to have strike, so be it.
Well, what do you intend doing to reverse this diversion?
I believe that the minister is aware of what is happening. We wrote a letter to him months ago asking him to pause this initiative, and we hope that maybe tomorrow he's going to respond to our letter.
Now, State Pension Trust NIT has indicated it will head to the courts to ensure employers honor contributions of their workers. The move is part of a broader strategy to improve compliance by more than 90% to help save the scheme. Reacting to the development, Executive Director of the African Center for Retirement Research, Abdallah Mashoud, said the decision would strengthen compliance. He spoke to Joy Business.
Compliance is a function of understanding, is a function of engagement, and is a function of supervision and also ensuring enforcement of the law. So you realize that as more people, like I said, as people appreciate the scheme and the value proposition, they begin to be compliant. One thing that we have also sought to do is to improve on the convenience with which people can engage us, as well as how accessible we are.
We still apologize for that wrong insert. We shall bring that story back to you subsequently. Now, the chairman of the Interim Advisory Council of the Insurance Retirees Forum of Ghana, Peter Osei-Duya, has advised young insurance professionals to listen, learn, and lead with humility. The former managing director of SIC Insurance PLC made this call during the launch of the Insurance Retirees Forum of Ghana at a ceremony held in Accra. More in the following report.
Ghana's insurance industry has taken a decisive step toward preserving institutional memory and strengthening professional standards with the objective to leverage the experience of veteran insurance practitioners. At a ceremony to inaugurate the Interim Advisory Council of the Insurance Retirees Forum of Ghana, Chairman of the Interim Council, Peter Osei-Duya, called for strategic mentorship to reinforce high ethical and professional standards in the industry.
To the young professionals in this insurance industry, please listen, learn, and lead with humility. And I will emphasize the word humility. We are going to get you paired with some retirees. They're going to come eager to impart knowledge. Please listen and learn, and also be very humble. Any leader or any person who aspires to be a leader who is not humble does not get too far. Together, I'm expecting that we'll build an industry that honors the past, strengthens the present, and secures its future.
In her address, Dr. Abiba Zakaria, Commissioner of Insurance, explained that the initiative aligns with the development agenda of the National Insurance Commission.
Can we set up a structure? We want to be very intentional, setting up a structure that allows you to give back to us the knowledge and the wisdom that you have gained, so that you can become our mentors and we will become the mentees, so that we will also carry whatever that you give to us to the next generation. So as part of this program and agenda, we are also trying to identify talents in the industry and also in the universities that we can begin to develop and groom so that they can learn from us what we learned from you.
Members of the Interim Advisory Council include Peter Oseidia, Ivan Aveyire, Kofi Ampao, Dr. Francisca Kakari, Frank Opon-Yaboa, as well as representatives from the various insurance bodies such as the National Insurance Commission, Chartered Insurance Institute of Ghana, and the Ghana Insurance University.
Ghana began 2026 remaining in the 4th position in Africa with the highest debt to the International Monetary Fund. We have more for you in this report.
Ghana's exposure to the IMF stood at special drawing right 1.96 billion in February 2026, higher than the SDR 2.85 billion as of 22nd December 2025. This was equivalent to $2.84 billion. The reduction in the country's indebtedness to the Bretton Woods institution is due to repayment of some of the outstanding debt. Egypt remained first in Africa with the highest debt to the IMF. It owed the fund $5.88 billion and was followed by Cote d'Ivoire, Kenya, and Angola in 2nd, 3rd, and 5th respectively. Ghana's public debt reduced by 40 billion Ghana cedis between September 2025 and November 2025 to 644.6 billion Ghana cedis. This was approximately 45.5% of GDP. However, in dollar terms, the total public debt stood at $57.2 billion in November 2025, lower than $57.8 billion recorded in October 2025, higher than the $55.1 billion recorded in September 2025. According to data from the Bank of Ghana, the country's public debt stood at 630.2 billion Ghana cedis in October 2026.
The Goldbod Jewellery has announced an incentive package to local investors and households to own a piece of gold this February. The move is part of initiatives by the state to ensure that all Ghanaians reflect the true values of the Gold Coast. Senior Supervisor in charge of customer experience at the Goldbod Jewellery, Ajua Ampoma Smith, told Joy Business that this is to encourage many individuals to invest in gold. More in the following report.
The Goldbod Jewellery was established last year to manufacture and market jewelries from the country's natural minerals like gold and diamond. According to the company, there's an increase in jewelry purchase in the last few months due to some awareness creation in the movement of gold prices in the global market. Speaking to Joy Business, Senior Supervisor in charge of customer experience at Goldbod Jewellery, Ajua Ampoma Smith, hinted that incentive packages including discounts have been introduced to allow more people to have a piece of gold in their households.
We are encouraging every household to own a piece of gold because we are in the Gold Coast. So let's take advantage of it. And it's the good season now because in the month of love, we are giving back to our customers. So we are giving discounts. We started from the 1st of February and it's ending on the 28th of February. We are giving up to 30% discounts, so take advantage of it and own a piece. And it shouldn't be just about your romantic spouse or anything. This week, we're encouraging people to give to their mentors, their bosses, their friends, anybody you want to show appreciation to. And show love to yourself as well. Give yourself a piece of gold and thank yourself later.
She also advised investors to consider the new gold tablet as a form of long-term investment.
It's not like when you buy, we take your money, invest it for you and give you an interest. No. Once you buy the tablet, you take it along with you. You keep it and you monitor the market. Once you see there is an appreciation, you bring it back. But we are not looking at it as a short-term investment. You know, the market is volatile. It can go up, it can come down in a short time. So if you are looking at a long-term investment, that is where the gold tablet is for you. And also, if you don't want the tablet, but you just want to buy jewelry to adorn yourself, but still have some store of value to it, because you can buy kente and all the other things, but they are difficult to sell in the long run. And you don't know when the rainy day is coming. But when you buy the jewelry, you can still bring it back to us in those difficult times, and we will still give you some money.
The Goldbod Jewellery Limited is a subsidiary of the Ghana Gold Board.
Now, with the passage of the new VAT Act, the Ghana Revenue Authority says it will roll out the Physical and Electronic Devices Act later this year. Speaking at the Domestic Tax Revenue Division retreat in Sunyani, the Commissioner General of the Authority, Anthony Kwesi-Sapong, said the law will pave the way for the installation of physical devices at retail outlets to monitor transactions and boost VAT performance nationwide. Precious Semevo has more.
Domestic revenue mobilization remains the backbone of Ghana's fiscal sustainability and development, with the Domestic Tax Revenue Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority playing a central role. The division is at a 3-day retreat in Sunyani in the Bono region to reflect on performance for the past year and strategize to deliver measurable and sustainable revenue targets. The Commissioner of DTRD, Dr. Martin Colbill Yamboriga, said the division has a 2026 target that reflects a 21% increase over the 2025 collection of 130.2 billion cedis. He said the division is rolling out several initiatives to enhance domestic revenue performance.
In the retreat, we'll also be discussing about the zoning of our taxpayer service centers into what we refer to as macro jurisdiction teams, intended to enhance supervision. We also have other reforms where we intend to decentralize enforcement, decentralize audit to the taxpayer service centers with the aim of deepening operational responsiveness. We are also embarking on other initiatives such as revising the threshold for taxpayers who qualify to be in the large taxpayers office from the 5 million Ghana cedis threshold that was set as far back as 2010 to 75 million Ghana cedis.
The Commissioner General of the GRA, Anthony Kwesi-Sapong, underscored the need to enhance taxpayer education to deepen compliance among partners. He said the authority is set to implement monitoring devices at retail locations to boost VAT performance and plug revenue leakages.
In the course of 2026, we will be implementing the Physical and Electronic Devices Act, which empowers GRA to introduce physical devices to all our retail locations, and that will ensure that it gives automation to the process of VAT collection. It gives ability to GRA to be able to monitor transactions that are taking place in the course of the nation. We believe that these reforms, together with concerted actions from our officers, will be changing the story of VAT from a performance of 40% and to raising it above what we currently have. We have a VAT gap of 60%. We are determined to change that with all of us as DTRD to ensure that VAT becomes a key anchor in our national revenue mobilization.
The 3-day retreat is on the theme Transforming for Impact and Growth, focusing on VAT performance and compliance. Precious Semevo, Joy Business, Sunyani.
Government is calling on credible investors in the technology sector to join forces in driving economic growth. Speaking at the launch of the Kingdom Technologies, a new subsidiary of Kingdom Exhibit Group, Minister of State for Special Initiatives, Emmanuel Kuju Ajikum, said the administration is ready to support initiatives that promote innovation and technological advancement.
Minister of State in charge of special initiatives emphasized that government is ready to work with investors who bring both credibility and innovation to the table, creating opportunities for sustainable growth and job creation across the country.
The world is all about technology. Like I said earlier, this country, our success and our future is anchored on technology. And therefore, this is the right time for Kingdom to enter the market. I think there are a lot of things that can be done with what they are going to do that will be able to help us as a country and also to propel our young people to have a kind of skill that is needed for the future. So I think it's good that they've come into this country, and it's going to help us and it will help them as well. This is the right place to be. Ghana is the right country to be. I tell people it's the right gateway to enter Africa. So I think Kingdom, they have come to the country at the right time.
Speaking to Joy Business, President of Kingdom Technologies, James Rajamani, emphasized the impact of the partnership with government.
So Kingdom Technology, our innovations and our development. So we not be going to the basic, we also want to go into advanced level of the IT. So wherever we also more focus in the fintech, and we are looking the IT that is not like everybody use, but we want to be going to the another level, which one can integrate and easy access to every Ghanaians.
The Ministry of Special Initiative highlighted that partnerships between government and private investors are crucial for building a resilient and future-ready tech ecosystem.
Still within the technology space, the chairman of the Ejumatech AI, Hartley Thompson, has cautioned African governments, including Ghana, against regulating in AI too heavily, warning that it could cause them to miss out on the technology's potential benefits. This is coming at a time government is working on an emergency technologies bill to regulate AI, blockchain, and robotics, while balancing innovation with ethical standards, data protection, and accountability. Speaking to Joy Business, Mr. Thompson highlighted the significance of AI in the next 10 to 15 years of Ghana's economy.
You have to get ahead on a regulatory standpoint of what AI means, how it's going to impact you as a country, your citizens, your economy, and everything else related to that. And what I would encourage, especially African nations, to do is, as they think about it, is you have to figure out how to take the good with the bad. Meaning, one of the dangers that I see potentially is African governments over-regulating AI coming from a point of fear to the point where it actually stifles the innovation, the economic growth, the job and employment opportunities that can come if you regulate it the right way, which is enough guardrails to make sure that if AI gets out of control or there's more unintended consequences downstream, you at least have guardrails in place to protect it, but you're not over-regulating to the point where you miss the waves that can come from using AI. And especially with AI, those waves are going to come faster and faster. So that's another thing I would say is, as you're creating policies and regulatory frameworks, don't just treat them how a lot of countries treated older technology, which is we'll create a framework and then we'll revisit it 10 years from now. If you revisit it 10 years from now, you're going to be dead in the water. You have to have a much more regular and faster review period and really looking at the data of what's happening. So that way you can stay ahead of it as much as possible and enable your citizens to take more advantage of it than be disadvantaged.
Away from technology-related stories, the Executive Director of the Ghana Real Estate Developers Association, Samuel Amega-Ibo, is urging the government to strictly comply with the proposed rent advance laws, warning against policies that contradict the law. Speaking to Joy Business, Mr. Amega-Ibo noted that government itself has historically paid several years' rent in advance for properties it occupies. He stressed that if the country has agreed to move away from excessive rent advance demands, the state must also ensure it does not fall foul of the law.
I want to believe that government itself is also going to abide by. Government itself is also renting properties. I've been in this property management business for a long time, and I'm telling you that government is itself guilty of renting properties and paying several years in advance in the past. But if all of us have agreed that moving forward, we will not do it, then let's see government also ensuring that it doesn't fall foul of the law. And so some of us were a bit alarmed when government brought this rent assistance scheme, and government was giving money to people to go and pay advance to landlord. And I said, what kind of country is this? We set laws that says that at the time that they were doing this, the law said that no rent should be more than 6 months in advance. Government itself was promoting a program that was giving money to people to go and pay more rent in advance. I mean, what is that? So, in fact, some of us spoke against it strongly, that you cannot be enacting laws and also giving interventions that flout your own law. And so I guess that they will go by this. If we pass this law, currently it is 6 months, and they are assisting people to rent properties beyond 6 months. That means the government itself is perpetrating an illegality. However, we want to believe that if this law, by the grace of God, comes into fruition and it is passed, then it means that that scheme should not assist anybody beyond what the law says.
And we've got the latest commodities update for you. And this is how the cedi performed at the close of today's trading. So much for watching Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. Prime Source is next.